sannyas yoga, Krishna has been telling us to have an absolute detachment with our works. He is not telling us not to do the work. After having done it, you surrender the entire thing that you have done at the feet of God or cosmic consciousness or Brahma or Atma, whatever you call it, and be relaxed. It's one of the best way that a man can be happy. That's what he has been trying. I think we have to go to 20th shloka, 5th chapter, if I am right.
Yes, Gurugale.
Yeah. न प्रोष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य नो द्विजेत् प्राप्य चाप्रियं स्थिरबुद्धिर्सम्मूढः ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः. We know life has two things for us. Certain things we feel as happy things. Certain things we don't want. But world is a mixture of what we want and what we do not want. Maybe we love day and we hate night. However much we hate night will come. So we have to pass through the night. If we go on weeping that it is night, we have to wait for 12 hours until it becomes day. Instead, if we can accept day and night are two equal things, which we have to bear with, then the life will be easier. I'm giving the example of day and night because we have two things with us, sukha and dukkha. Certain things we like, so we wanted to have it again and again and again and again. Certain things we don't, and we don't want to have it at all ever. So our problem is whenever we get something which we don't like, we begin to respond to it. We begin to feel that we should somehow overcome it. That Krishna wants us to avoid. Naproshyet priyam prapya. When you get the desirable, don't be overjoyed. Naproshyet priyam prapya. When you get the desirable things, don't be overjoyed. No dvijet prapya chapriyam. The other part of it is apriya. That is that which we don't like. That also don't hate. That is to say, take them both equally. And this part is there, the other part is also there. The head of the coin may be interesting, the tail may not be, but a coin has two sides, a head and tail. Therefore, both of them will be there. Sthira buddhira sammodaha, one who has perfect understanding of this nature of the world, Brahmavid Brahmani Sthitaha, that man stays in Brahma, that man has the Brahma Jnana, that man has the Atma Jnana, whatever you call it. Brahmavid Brahmani Sthitaha, that he is in Brahma, he stays in Brahma, he says. So all these things are to be acquired by practice. Bhagavad Gita doesn't say that you repeat Bhagavad Gita twice every day, it will come. Or you repeat for a lifetime, it will come. Unless a man who is willing to change himself, there is no use in studying any scripture for that matter. Mantra by itself will not help unless you make an effort to come over it. Na proroshyet priyam prapya. I think I have made it very amply clear. Na proroshyet priyam prapya. When you get the priya, that is lovable, likable, don't be overjoyed. Take it easy. No dvijot chapriyam. When you get apriya, chapriyam is there, cha apriyam, that is the word there. When you get apriya, undesirable, don't go down. Don't feel that you should not have it. Sthira buddhi rasamoda. Have a stable mind and a perfect understanding. Sthira buddhi, perfect understanding. Asammoda, a man who is not ignorant. Brahmavid Brahmani Sthitaha, that man will stay in Brahma, like Brahma. That is the ultimate state of experience which Krishna is telling us in all his statements about Sthita Prajna. For some days we may have to practice. After that it becomes natural. Some days we have to practice certain things. Then they become your natural things. So when they become natural with us, I think we will be reaching what Krishna says, Sthira Buddhi Rasamo. He is a Sthira Buddhi. He is not a Mudha. That state will come and he will always stay in Brahma. That is Sthita Prajnatva or Atmajnani Lakshana. Lakshana of an Atmajnani. I think we can recite. Na prurushyet priyam prapya.
न प्रुरुष्ये प्रियं प्राप्य
No dvijet prapya cha priyam.
नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य च प्रियम्
Sthirabuddhirasammudaha
स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः
brahmavid brahmani sthitaha
ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः
na prurushyet priyam prapya
न प्रुरुष प्ररुर
prahrusyet
न प्ररुष्ये प्रियं प्राप्य
no dvijet prapya cha priyam
नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य च प्रियम्
sthirabuddhirasammudaha
स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः
brahmavid brahmani sthitaha.
ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः.
Same thing he continues in two or three more shlokas later. Bahyasparshe shashaktatma vindyatyatmani yatsukam. When a man's mind is not attached with the bahyasparsha, that is the indriyas and their fulfilling, all our indriyas and manas will tell us to get something to be happy. Bahyasparshe shashaktatma, that is to say, external objects, not interested, detached to external objects. That which gives temporary joy for us. Supposing you eating a jalebi may give us joy for the time being. And after that, it may create problem for a man who is really diabetic. So external objects, all our senses have their own desires to give us. Eye tells you to, eye asks you to look at beautiful things again and again. Ear wants you to listen only good things. And it's not necessary to say much about the tongue because we know what it is. We love a good food always, hate the other one. Say for example, bitter gourd. You may hate a bitter gourd. When you consider bitterness is also a taste, you may love it. That's different. If not, you will hate it. So that will happen with our senses. That Krishna is drawing our attention to that. Bahyasparshe shashaktatma. In the external things, be detached. Vindyatyatmani yat sukham. That man will gain the Atmajnana Sukha. Atmajnana Sukha will be there for that man. Vindyatyatmani yat sukham. That man is Sabrahma Yoga Yuktatma. This is exactly the state of Sthita Prajna which Krishna has been telling so many times in Bhagavad Gita, not only in Sthita Prajna Lakshana. In all chapters we come to this man who has won over the desires and who has constantly stayed in Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, Paramatma Jnana, whatever you call it. So he is not tired of telling us about it. Sa Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, that man knows what is Brahma. He is always in Brahma. He gets Sukham Akshayam Ashnute. Look here, that word is beautiful. Akshaya Sukha. Akshaya means unending. Unending joy that man has. That is to say, that is the bliss of Atmajnana and Brahmajnana. They say he is not at all unhappy at any stage of his life. Even there is pain in the body, they are not bothered. They will be outsiders for their body, with their own body. They will bear it so easily as if it is a pain to somebody else. That is possible when we become objective about ourselves. When we look at us as an outsider, having gone out, I must look at me. As you look at me, I must look at myself. then it will be possible. Sukham akshayam ashnute. That you can write akshaya sukha, underline that. That is the greatest joy that is there in Atmajnana, Brahmajnana. That is what Krishna wants to draw the attention of Arjuna and also ours. Bahyasparshe Shashaktatma. Not worried about the Indriya Sukhas of external world. Vindyatmani Yat Sukham. A man perfectly detached from all external world joys, he gets that Sukha. So Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, that man is one with Brahma. He gets Akshaya Sukha. Sukham Akshayam Ashnute. He gets the eternal joy of the bliss of Atmajnana or Brahmajnana, what it is called by, it is called by in different names in different places. I think we can recite. बाह्यस्पर्शे स्वशक्तात्मा बाह्यस्पर्शे स्वशक्तात्मा
बाह्यस्पर्शे स्वशक्तात्मा
विन्द्यत्यात्मनि यत् सुखम्
विन्द्यत् आत्मनि यत् सुखम्
स ब्रह्म योगयुक्तात्मा
स ब्रह्म योगयुक्तात्मा
सुखमक्षयमश्नुते
सुखम् अक्षयमश्नुते
बाह्यस्पर्शे स्वशक्तात्मा
बाह्यस्पर्शे स्वशक्तात्मा
विन्द्यत्यात्मनि यत् सुखम्
विन्द्यत् आत्मनि यत् सुखम्
स ब्रह्म योगयुक्तात्मा
स ब्रह्म योगयुक्तात्मा
सुखमक्षयमश्नुते.
सुखम् अक्षयमश्नुते.
And continuing, yehi samsparshada bhoga dukkha evate adyantavantah kaunteya na teshuramte. So again he is telling us, all our joys that are given by our senses are temporary ones. They won't last long. You have it, it's a great joy today to eat something, tomorrow, so it's only temporary. That's why he says, yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yoni evate. These bhogas, enjoyments, have ultimately got the nature of giving us dukkha. They give us dukkha, that is what he says. Because those enjoyments that are born of contact between sense organs and their external reasons are only causing pain, not permanent at all, and having beginning and end. They have a beginning, they have an end. You enjoy it now, after that you have the suffering again. So they have beginning. Nateshu ramate buddha. Last part is very interesting. Jnanis do not enjoy that. Nateshu ramate buddha. Buddha means Atmajnani or Brahmajnani or whatever you call it. People of knowledge. They don't enjoy it. Only those who are ignorant, those who do not have Atmajnana, enjoy this Bahyasparshe Shaktatma. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yone evate. These are, of course, they give you joy now, later they won't. That is the nature of external things. They have an adi and an anta. Adyantavanta is a simple word for you to understand. They have a beginning, they have an end. Joy has a beginning, joy has an end. Adyantavanta, they are all nateshu ramate buddha. Jnanis are not, jnanis do not enjoy them. Jnanis do not want to have them. Nateshu ramate Buddha means people of knowledge, do not enjoy them. Do not enjoy them. That is to say, they are not worried about what is going to happen here, the sukha, dukkha, santosha, dukkha, the opposites. Dvandva, nothing of them is there with them. They are perfect human beings, the prajnas, atmajnanis, like the teacher here, the Krishna. So Krishna has a nature, which he is saying in Sthita Prajna. He is indirectly drawing his attention to that. He participated everything in the world. Krishna, there is no God so interesting as Krishna for us. participated in everything, but still totally detached throughout. That is the life Krishna wants a follower of his to have. That's why he says so many. These things are in Bhagavad Gita, these are all the experience of Krishna comes through his words. We cannot say he made a theory and give a lecture to Arjuna. In Mahabharata, if you have seen the serial, you have seen Krishna's behavior, or in Bhagavata. So, not bothered about anything at all. He only goes on living in the present. Always happy, taking whatever comes, intelligently behaves, and even the end, he peacefully leaves his body at the end. That is why he can say this one, not others. A man who has not experienced this cannot say this. Therefore, like Krishna, Adyantavanta Kaunteya Nateshuram. They have a beginning and an end. People with knowledge do not enjoy them. Arjuna, therefore, be like that man. Be like that man. Be like that man, he said. Be like me also, he said earlier also. My nature is this. One who understands this nature will be freed from problems, he had said. So here he is objectively telling, cultivate that habit. I think we can recite. Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha. Kanti, you are mute.
Yes, Gurudev. ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा
Dukkayonaya evate.
दुःखयोनय एव ते
Adyantavantah kaunteya.
आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय
Nate shuramate buddha.
न तेषु रमते बुधः
Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा
Dukkayonaya evate.
दुःखयोनय एव ते
Adyantavantah kaunteya.
आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय
Nate shuramate buddha.
न तेषु रमते बुधः.
And then another interesting thing, who will be a happy man? A wonderful short shloka once again for us. Shaknoti yas sodum prak sharira vimokshana. Underline that line. If we are able to win over these problems before we leave our body, before our death, prak sharira vimokshana, before the death, if we can win over, Shaknoti means if we become able to win over these desires, changing desires and know their limits, and see the permanent thing among the changing things. Prak Sharira Vimokshana is a beautiful expression, before one leaves the body. That is before death. Shaknoti means one who becomes able before his death. To do what? To understand what Krishna has been saying. Kama krododbhavam vegam. Wonderful. If you are able to control our kama and krodha, desire and anger, when? Before leaving the body. Krishna is not a man who does not understand the nature of human beings. He gives us time. How long? If you are able to do it before you leave your body, that is to say 100 years is the full life. If it is possible, even at the end of this, go on reading, Kama, Krodha, not able to win today, not able to win tomorrow, but let it be possible before your last day, you win over your Kama and Krodha, desire and anger. If that happens, Sayukta Sasuki Naraha, underline that. That man is Yukta, that man knows the truth, and that man is a Sukhi. Very, very beautiful shloka. Shaknoti, underline that. Shaknoti yas sodam Prak Sharira Vimokshana. I think I have made it clear for people of different languages. Shaknos means to be able to live when these habits, which he said earlier, Adyantavanta, Nateshu Ramate Buddha, that he said earlier, before the end of this body, Prak Sharira Vimokshana, Kama Krododbhavam Vegam. What is that we have to live before we die? Kama Krododbhava, the tension created by Kama and Krodha. Kama Krododbhavam, they will become explicit with this Kama and Krodha. One who is able to control this Kama and Krodha before the death, Sayuktaha Sasuki Naraha. Sayuktaha Sasuki Naraha. He has given a long rope for us. Go on trying. First understand. Try to overcome. Slowly overcome. If it becomes possible at the end of this life, you are great. Not possible, neither this is my first life nor the last. I am on the way, I will reach the goal either in the next or in the next, many next to come. So you can have the joy that you are on the right track, you will reach the goal one day or the other. That's the greatness of teaching of Bhagavad Gita. When you have come, you will reach it. When you are dedicated, you will definitely see it. Shaknoti yes sodum prakshariram mokshanat. If a man is able to leave these things before leaving his body, which are the two things he is mentioning, Kama Krododbhavam Vegam. The strong pressure of Kama Krodha in himself, if he can overcome before death, Sayukta Sasuki Naraha. That man is great, that man is a Sukhi. Sukhi, you all know, all language people know. Sukhi means he is a happy man. He is absolutely, spiritually happy man. That man is really great. That man is a Sthita Prajna. That is our ideal also. There will be definitely some gap between me and my ideal. Let it be. A day may come when we reach. Krishna is telling us the method to reach it, different steps to reach it in Bhagavad Gita, and we are trying to understand him. I think we can recite. Shaknoti haiva yas sodum.
Shaknoti haiva yas sodam.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Kamakrododbhavam vegam.
Kamakrodho bhavadvegam.
Sayukta sasuki naraha.
Sayukta sasuki naraha.
Shaknoti haiva yas sodum.
Shaknoti haiva yas sodum.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Kamakrododbhavam vegam.
Kamakrodho bhavam vegam.
Sayukta sasuki naraha.
Sayukta sasuki naraha.
There are two sadhas, Sayukta, Sasuki naraha. He is great, he is a Sukhi. Sayukta Sasuki naraha. I think you have understood this shloka. This is a simple and a beautiful shloka. And there is a long rope given to us. Try, if you can live it before the end of the life, if it is possible, that man is a Sukhi. That man is great. That man is great. That man is an Atmajnana. Yo antas sukantaro ramas tatantat jyotirevaya sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto digachati. In the Sthita Prajnana Lakshana, he had said one thing in the very beginning. Atmaneva Atmana Tushta. You have underlined that word. A man who is happy now and now. He doesn't think that he will be happy if he gets something. But he is happy now. Yo antas sukantaro ramaha. One who has internal peace of mind. Internal sukha. Tatantar jyotirevayaha. That is, whose fulfillment in oneself. The one whose fulfillment is oneself and one reveals it in oneself. He explicitly sees it in himself, one whose mind is awake in oneself. Oneself means Atman. He is awake in Atmajnana. Atmajyotirevaya Sayogi. That man is a yogi. That man is a yogi. That man is a having Brahma Nirvana. And that man will ultimately merge back in Brahma. Brahma Bhutodi Gacchati. That man again goes back to Brahma. He said it in the end, in the last shloka of Sthita Prajna Lakshana. Stitva Syamanta Brahma Nirvana Mrchati. Staying in the same stage of eternal happiness, he leaves the body and merges back into that cosmic consciousness. No more necessity of a rebirth for him. That is the ultimate stage we thought in this Sthita, we understood in Sthita Prajna Lakshana. Here he is saying, the one whose fulfillment is oneself. That is, he is absolutely happy with himself. Nothing is needed to be happy here. One who reveals in oneself. He shines like Atman to others. One whose mind is awake on oneself. He is always aware of himself. That man, Sayogi, that man is a yogi, and he has the Brahmajnana. He is Brahman himself. This is the end stage of a Atmajnani. He is that while he is living. That's again we come back to our great people like Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Siddheshwar Swami, and many, Shivakumar Swami. We have hundreds of them. There is no depth of Atmajnanis around us. We don't have eyes to see them. That's the problem with that. There are many, not necessarily sannyasis. There is one concept that only sannyasi can be happy. No, if Bhagavad Gita is understood, if a man can live a family life with understanding of Bhagavad Gita, he is equivalent to a sannyasi. There are many. Janakadaya, he said. Krishna gave us example of Janaka. He was married, he had children, everything was there. But still he was a self-satisfied man, an Atmajnani by himself. But still he did his job. Yo antasukantaro ramas tatantar jyotirevaya. He has got antarjyoti. I told you there is a light that emits in each one of us, I think yesterday. Did I? We have all got a aura. Even the science has recognized it. Now temperature is not measured with a thermometer. They take you a gun to measure the temperature, bring near your forehead. Immediately that says you have got fever, you have got no fever. My point is, you are emitting a heat from your body. That is what we see with that meter. We are also emitting a light from our body. This Atmajnani emits such a big light. To sit with him is a great joy. I have had the experience of sitting with some of them. And if you have one, definitely you must enjoy. People used to go to Ramana, Ramakrishna, U.G. Krishnamurti. I think I was telling you about him yesterday. He never taught anything seriously. He only said, why are you here? But still sitting with him was such a big thing, as if it would burn all your evils. Such great people are around us. This man will be like that. Not necessarily he must be a sannyasi. Bhagavad Gita, we must understand that he is saying us about sannyasa, not to leave everything and get out. Don't leave your wife and children and go out. You have not finished your responsibility. Be there and still achieve what you have come for. Still you can achieve what you have come for in the best way possible. As a Sthita Prajna, a man can also be a Grihastha. A man can be in the family life with this experience. If you do not think, it is no meaning, it is no use telling Arjuna about all these things. It must be possible for Arjuna means it must be possible for a warrior. What is possible for that warrior could be possible in any of our lives, you see. You must be able to reach that. That's why Krishna is advising Arjuna about these things. If not, Arjuna himself had asked them, let's run away. Let them kill me. I'm not bothered. I don't want to fight. He had put down his bows and arrows and sat behind the chariot, which we all know. Krishna's first is Shudram Murdaya Daurbalya Tektotishta Parantapa. That is what he said in the beginning. Leave the weakness of heart and begin to fight. Leave the weakness of your heart and begin to fight. That was the first advice given by Krishna to Arjuna. So he is not telling us to run away. He is telling us to stay where we are and to realize what he is saying. It's a big lesson for us. Sir, what about those who have taken sannyasa? Very well. We followed their feet. They are great because they had fulfilled all their designs in their previous life, we believe. And also we can see many hypocrites among the sinceres. That will not be there when he is in a samsara. So he says, Yo antasukantaro ramas tatantar jyotirevaya. One whose fulfillment is in oneself, self-satisfied, self-fulfilled. And one who reveals in oneself. He reveals that cosmic consciousness in him also. One whose mind is awake on oneself. He is always awakened to his Atma Jnana. The wise person alone, whose self is Brahman, gains the freedom which is Brahman. That man is free like a Brahman. That man has Brahma Jnana. He says, I think we can recite. Yo antas sukho antaro ramaha.
Yo antas sukho antaro ramaha.
Tatantar jyotirevayaha.
Tatantajyotirevayaha.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Yo antas sukho antaro ramaha.
Yo antas sukho antaro ramaha.
Tatantar jyotirevayaha.
Tatantajyotirevayaha.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
Brahma bhutodhigacchati.
He is in Brahma, he dissolves in Brahma. Stitva syamanta kalepi Brahma nirvana murchati. The last shloka of Sthita Prajna Lakshana is repeated again here. He merges back into that cosmic consciousness with which he had come. And all the limitations of senses and mind and other things have been dropped. Perfectly pure human being. Labante Brahma nirvanam rusheha kshina kalmashaha. Kshina kalmasha, there is a word, last word there. When all our evils dissolve, kshina kalmasha, all our evils dissolve, labante brahma nirvanam. One gets Brahma nirvana. One gets Brahma jnana. One gets Brahma jnana when is all evils, doubts have dissolved. Chinna dvaidaha. Dvaida means doubts. He has no doubt left at all. He is in Brahma, he knows it is Brahma, he knows everything that he sees is nothing but Brahma, as we saw in the 4th chapter. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahmakarma samadhina. Everything is that. But we think one is good, one is bad, one is big, one is small. No, it's an expression of the same cosmic consciousness. Labante Brahma Nirvanam. A man gets Brahma Nirvana, moksha that is called. If you want to write that word, you can write it. Labante Brahma Nirvana. Gets moksha. Risheha Kshina Kalmasha. Those rishis will get moksha, whose all evils dissolved. Whose all evils dissolved. And They are Chinnadvaidaha. They don't have any Dvandva with them. Doubts, no doubt is left with them. How do they live? Why do they live? Sarvabhuta hite rataha. That's one of the greatest things. They live for the well-being of all. Sarvabhuta hite rataha. They had nothing to do after having Atma Jnana, whether Ramana, Ramakrishna, Chandrasekhar Bharati, whoever you take. But they had life after that Jnana. They tried to spread the message of their experience, trying to communicate their experience, and only some could take it. Here is an interesting thing with a spiritual leader. There is an inner force in him to convey this experience to others. All spiritual leaders are like this. They have to communicate something which cannot be communicated through words. But we don't have any other means other than words. So they will be struggling to express themselves through words. As we have been saying in Bhagavad Gita also, he is also struggling to express something which is beyond words through words. Atmajnana is beyond words. Yatho vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. I repeated this many times. All our words and manas do not catch that one. Yatho vacho nivartante aprapya. Without reaching, they will come back. They are trying to say something which is beyond these experiences. Labante Brahma Nirvanam. Those people will get Brahma Nirvana, that is moksha, Rishaya, Kshina Kalmasha. Those rishis whose evils have dissolved. Kshina Kalmasha. No Kalmasha is left in them. Chinnadvaitaha. They don't have any duality left. Is this good? Is that good? That question is not there for them. So they are Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. Underline that. Again, we come back to the shloka that we read yesterday. A jnani is Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavyastini Shvanichayo Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshana. 18th shloka. Am I right? 18th shloka of this chapter. So this man, Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha, he is like that. He doesn't differentiate between between human beings. One has good, one has bad. No. All are expression of the same cosmic consciousness in everything that he can see, that Brahma. Sarvabhuta hite rataha. They work for the well-being of all. That's a great thing. You can underline that. Sarvabhuta hite rataha. Many things Krishna has already given us. Work for self-purification, Atma Shuddhi. Work like Padmapatra Mimamasa. Work for Loka Sangraha. And he also said, here he is saying, Sarvabhuta hite rataha. For the well-being of people at large. They only live thereafter for that purpose until they leave their body. Stitva syamanta kalepe Brahma nirvana mrichati. When body is over, they get back to Brahma. Even this they did not do with selfishness. But a great teacher here, nobody need to say anything to them. They do their job and go out. Labante Brahma nirvanam Rishya Kshina Kalmasha. Those people whose evil has totally dissolved gain Brahma Nirvana. They are without Dvaida. All their doubts have dissolved also. They live Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. They live for the well-being of the entire human beings, mankind, and even beyond. Shennostu Dvipadesham Chatushpate is our prayer. We don't only pray for two-legged beings, human beings. Shennostu Dvipade Shem Chatushpate. Let there be peace for two-legged as well as the four-legged. That is to say, let the entire creation be peaceful with itself. That's the prayer that we make. Lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu, that's our prayer. So such great prayer is reflected here in these words. I think we can recite, underline that shloka. Labante brahma nirvanam
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
rishaya kshina kalmashaha
ऋषया क्षीणकल्मषाः
chinnadvaida yatatmanaha
छिन्नद्वैदायतात्मानः
sarvabhuta hite rataha
सर्वभूतहिते रताः
labante brahma nirvanam
लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणम्
rishaya kshina kalmashaha
ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
chinnadvaida yatatmanaha
छिन्नद्वैदाः यतात्मानः
sarvabhuta hite rataha.
सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
And then next shloka, it's a continuation of the previous one. Kamakroyoda viyuktanam itinam yata chetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam. He is a sannyasi almost. He has no kama and krodha. These are the two things which Krishna has been telling us from the very beginning. Till the end he will be saying, try to control your anger, try to control your desire. Kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam yatachetasam. Abhito brahma nirvanam. He gets brahma nirvanam. Vartate viditatmanam. The summary is given like this in my book. For the sannyasis who are free from desire and anger, those are the two very important things Krishna has been telling us from the very beginning. Whose mind is under control. We control the desire, desires do not control us. That is the nature of this man. One who knows the self, he is an Atmajnani, he knows what it is. There is liberation both here and hereafter. Liberation is here and hereafter. Here and hereafter, what is it? When once he gets back into cosmic consciousness, he need not be born again in this life. All the three major religions of ours, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, there is a concept called moksha. Sarga is not our ideal. Narka is not permanent. Those who go to Narka will come back to this life to continue the life, to try to go upward. Those who go to Sarga, they also come back to this life and they have to see how they can go beyond Sarga. So, Kama Krodha Viyuktana, those who have won over Kama and Krodha, Yatina Metachetas, those sannyasis which have Kama Krodha, they know what the self is. Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Those people will be in Brahma here and hereafter. Once for all, they have crossed the limit of small being who goes life after life, birth after birth, having enjoying, having suffering, without knowing what to do. That state is over for these people. They will be permanently relieved from the cycle of birth and death. That is moksha. That is what we call in Indian philosophy all the three major religions: Jainism, Buddhism, and also Hinduism, or Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. Time order. I think we can say Kama Krodha Viyuktanam
कामक्रोधवियुक्तानां
Itinam Yata Chetasam
यतीनां यतचेतसाम्
Abhito Brahma Nirvanam
अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं
Vartate Viditatmanam
वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्
Kama Krodha Viyuktanam.
कामक्रोधविमुक्तानां
Viyuktanam is there in my book.
okay
If mu is there for you, Vimuktanam is there.
yes Gurugale.
Maybe that is right. Your book is right. Vimuktanam is right. You can correct if you have like that. Yatinam yata chetasam
यतीनां यतचेतसाम्
abhito brahma nirvanam
अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं
vartate viditatmanam
वर्तते विदितात्मनाम्.
That is the ultimate stage for a man. How to get it? Is it possible for us? We are coming to the end of the 5th chapter. In the 6th chapter, Krishna teaches meditation to Arjuna in warfield. And I told you in the very beginning, it is not the 5th chapter is over, 6th chapter we have come to for Krishna. It's a continuous advice. A great writer, say Vyas Maharshi, made different chapters according to subject that is taken for discussion. Why I am telling this at this point is, Krishna is telling us to sit in meditation. This is one thing which we most of the people miss. We never know there is a stage where we can sit with absolute relaxation, surrendering everything, including ourselves, to the God, and enjoy every day a state which is more beautiful than sleepless, rather than dreamless sleep. That is one of the finest that we still know, you see. What a beautiful sleep I had. That's the 3rd stage. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Turiya, that I told you earlier. Jagrat is the vacant stage, that is the present stage. Swapna is we will be dreaming something. Some things will pass through our mind even when we are sleeping. We see a serpent and we are trying to run away. We see something beautiful food, we try to eat it, and so on and so forth. In dream, we will also enjoy as much as we enjoy in the waking life. There is another one, perfect sleep. You are not there, your parents were not there, world was not there. In the morning you say, oh, what a beautiful sleep I had. Wonderful. I did not know that I was there at all for some time. But our Shastras don't limit us to that. There is one called Turiya, the 4th one. And that can be experienced in meditation if we can sit awake, surrendering ourselves to God. We are awake. We have surrendered all our difficulties to God and sitting at His feet, remembering Him, having offered all that we have done at His feet, not claiming the ownership of it, sitting absolutely relaxed. So that one he is giving in our next chapter. A preparation is being given to us now. Sparshan krutva bahirbahyam chakshushchaivantare bhruvoho. Pranapano samo krutva nasabhyantar charinam. He is telling us to sit for meditation, leaving everything external to itself, concentrating on our 3rd area, Chakshushchayavantare Bhruvoho, the last word of the 1st shloka. Concentrate here. Here is a 3rd eye for each one of us. That's called Jnana Chakshu. In some it will be very well visible, in some it may not be visible, but we say here is the Jnana Chakshu. Pranapano samokrutva. Control your breath. Intaking, letting out. There are 3 steps in pranayama, which I said in the end of the 4th shloka. Puraka, taking in; Kumbhaka, holding it; Rechaka, letting it out. One Purna pranayama is taking slowly the complete breath, as much as you can take, holding it for a long time without effort, and letting it freely, slowly out. That is one pranayama. He is pranapano samokrutva. He is saying us nasabhyantar charinau. Look at this part and sit down. Vigate Yatendriya Manobuddhir Munir Mokshaparayana. Mokshaparayana Muni sits like this. The man who desires to have moksha sits like this. Vigatecha Bayakrodaha. Leaving everything. Iche Baya Krodha. That is the 28th sentence, shloka, first part, second line. Vigate icha baya krodha. Vigata, icha, baya and krodha. All words are understandable. Living all, iche, baya, krodha. If you can sit like that, sada muktayeva saha. That man is ever free. Sada muktayeva saha. That man is ever free. He is telling us to sit. Here, in the next chapter, he says how to sit also. He is now saying, keep the external object external. Leave everything external. Family, joy, sorrow, leave everything. Sparshan krutva bahipa. Leave everything external and eyes between the eyebrows, keeping the inhalation, exhalation and inhalation that move through the nostril equals, that is pranapano samo krutva. And then the contemplative person, a man who has sit for meditation, who has mastered his organs of actions, senses and mind and intellect, for whom moksha is the ultimate end. Surrender to moksha, the ultimate end, who is free from desire, fear and anger, is always liberated indeed. Experience every day what is to be experienced forever. That is what Krishna has been telling Arjuna in meditation. In meditation, we have a short sitting. We sit every day, say for example, some 10 minutes. Experience that sitting, leaving everything selfish. And preparation, he said, take long breath, hold it, make it easy. This breathing is an interesting thing for us to understand. As long as I am aware of breathing, I have to take in, I have to let it out. You have to breathe in now and you have to leave it out now when you are aware of it. If not, how was it going on when you were asleep? Wasn't it going on? Yeah, it was there going on when you were sleeping. It was going on when you were in work. It was going on when you were in office. You are never aware of the breathing going on in you. But here you have to make them balanced. Take long breath. Hold it for a comfortable while and let it leave it out. Concentrate on third eye area. And try to leave all your desires. Vigate cha baya krodha. Iche baya krodha. Leave all everything you leave. Because you are not making an ordinary sitting. When you are sitting in meditation, you have surrendered yourself totally to that cosmic consciousness. That's the end of that perfect sitting, meditation. In fact, all great gurus teach meditation of their own. But every one of them has drawn it from Bhagavad Gita, but only thing is they don't say it. Krishna is Yogeshwara, first yogi of this world. And you are getting what Krishna said in the next chapter about meditation. He will guide me and you with shlokas, which we are going to follow later. Sparshan krutva bhairbahyam chakshuschaivantare bhruvoh pranapano samo krutva nasabhyantaracharinav yatendriya manobuddhir munir moksha parayanaha vigatecha bhayakrodoya sada muktayosa. It is time, Kanti. We will recite this shloka also